Hey y'all, it's Ashlyn and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking, thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time seeing my face, hi, how you doing? I'm Ashlyn. Thank you for clicking on this. So today I'm gonna be talking about something a little different, something that's been highly requested for me to talk about on my channel. It's gonna be about Marvel. If you don't know me, if you don't know, the things that I love, I am a huge Marvel fan. Huge Marvel fan, huge Marvel comic fan, just Marvel everything. Like, as you can see, like in the background, I have all these, oh, you can't see that far, but all these, posters and just so much Marvel stuff. Yeah, just so much Marvel. My whole life is just Marvel, and people are really intrigued whenever I start talking about Marvel because they're like, whoa, this is a girl, like a really pretty girl that actually knows what she's talking about. Because a lot of guys nowadays, they think you're bluffing, right? They think, like, whenever they see a pretty or attractive girl that's into something that normally girls aren't into, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about, or she's bluffing, like, let me test her and stuff like that. So whenever I get to start talking about Marvel, people are like, wow, this girl really knows what she's talking about. Yes, I do. I'm not just saying I like Marvel. I'm not just doing all this just to say that I like it. I actually like it. So today is going to be the first video of my Let's Talk Marvel series on my channel. It's been so highly requested on my Twitter that I start talking about Marvel on my channel because people really are interested in what I have to say about just everything in the Marvel world, in the superhero world, and it's actually just amazing that people want to hear my opinions about it. Even like when they see stuff Marvel like on Twitter, they always tag me in it. I just feel like that's just so crazy that people actually value my opinion enough, or they like me enough to, whenever they see something Marvel or something that they think about me, and I just think that's so awesome. So I'm gonna stop talking because I've been talking for like 3 minutes now. So I'm just stop talking and we're just gonna get into the video of what I'm gonna be talking about today. So for the first video, I thought I'd start off with something, pretty basic, pretty basic basically. So I'm gonna be talking about like my favorite movies, what I think about them, and my favorite characters, and just the whole rundown. Also what I think about Endgame, because I really have a lot of things that I've wanted to say about that movie, but I really haven't had anyone to talk to about it because no one in my family is interested in Marvel. Like, I'm the only one. Like, whenever we watch, well, I try to get like my family, like my sisters and whatever, to watch Marvel with me, but nobody's really interested. Like, I'm the only one like all into it. Like, everybody else is just like on their phone and like they'll casually look up at the screen, but me, I'm just like, I don't miss a single thing. Like, I've seen probably all 23 or 22 movies at least like 7 times. So it's probably more than that. I've seen them all like a good amount of times, and I never get tired of them. Like, and I still be crying like it's the first time I've ever seen it. So that's what I'm gonna be talking about today, my favorite movies and my favorite characters. And next week I'll probably talk about something else. I don't know what. I'll probably ask you guys what topics you want me to talk about on my Twitter. So yeah, let's just get into the video. I don't know where to begin. Oh my god, it's so much. So my favorite movie of the Marvel MCU movies is probably Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That movie just really just, and I cry every time I watch it. I cry every time I watch it. It's such a good movie. So I really like it because of Yondu. Yondu is one of my favorite characters. Like, rest in peace to the GOAT. I love Yondu so much. Now, the first Guardians movie, I didn't really, he didn't really speak to me as a character until the second movie, until Guardians 2. It's really when I started to form that connection with him. You know what I mean? Like, in the first movie, he was just like, the dude that shot an arrow. Like, he was still cool. Like, what he could do was still cool, but he didn't reach, my level of interest until the second movie. And in the second movie, I started to see how actually caring of a person that he was to Quill. Like, I don't know, he just really spoke to me in that movie, and it's just so many things about him that made me love that movie and just made me cry, like actual literal tears. Like the part when he was like, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." Like, he was so funny. He was funny, and he was badass. Like, let's just be honest. Like, how many people do you know that can take out like 1,000 people with one arrow in like 10 seconds? Like, come on. Like, he's amazing. And then he sacrificed himself to save Quill, and that was just the icing on the cake. Like, that's how it was just, because, oh my god, like, the Ravengers had like disowned him because of, whatever he did. He sold Quill or whatever would happen. I don't even remember. But yeah, they had disowned him. So like, he was sad about that. So like, whenever Ego was blowing up, he said, he was talking to Rocket, I think. He was like, "You'll die," and blah, blah, blah. He was like, "Let me do this. I ain't never done nothing right in my life," or something. "Let me have this." And then Groot was like, "Welcome to the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy." And I was like, oh my god, this movie is amazing. Like, and then it was just so emotional. Like, I cried at that part, and then I cried at the Ravager funeral. Like, that was just, that's one of my favorite movies, like, honestly. And then Baby Groot, like, come on. Baby Groot is like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, him dancing in the beginning of that movie was just iconic. Like, I aspired to be that level of unbothered. Like, they had a whole chaotic explosion, a big ass worm, they was fighting, and Groot's just over there dancing, and it's just, I think it cleared my skin a little bit when I was watching that. But yeah, that's my favorite movie. My second favorite movie is Thor Ragnarok. That movie is just, I really like that movie because that's when Thor really started to realize that he didn't need his hammer to be powerful. Like Odin said, he wasn't the god of hammers. He was, the god of thunder. Like, he didn't need that hammer to be powerful. Like, it was only there to help him control his power. The power was already in him, and he just needed, that extra boost. And, basically his father dying to realize that he didn't need the hammer, and Hela destroyed it, so he didn't really have it anymore. But I just really like that movie because he really started to understand who he was, and he really like owned that shit. Like, he really was beating up the Hulk. Like, if the Grandmaster didn't, zap him, he really would have beat up Hulk. Like, that's how you know he's not to be messed with. But I also like that movie because, okay, like, you could start piecing together Bruce and Hulk were having like these issues over control. Like, that's what I was telling people. Like, I was telling people that they were fighting over control. Like, nobody really was like, because Infinity War, people was like, oh, he weak, or he got beat up, or he's scared and stuff like that. And I'm like, if you would pay attention, like, if you really paid attention to the movies, like, the Banner was basically saying in Ragnarok that him and Hulk were fighting over control. Like, so it was common sense. Like, he was saying that normally it's like they have both hands on the wheel, but it's like that he was in a trunk and Hulk had full control. So yeah, it's basically a control thing that those two were having. Like, Hulk was always used, you know, to fight the Avengers battles, basically, to fight the bigger battles that the Avengers couldn't handle. And he was just tired of, you know, being controlled and being, you know, basically a war machine, basically, just to, you know, fight their battles. So he was basically tired of it. That's why, you know, in Infinity War, he was like, no, I'm tired of fighting y'all battles. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, period, I'm not doing it. So, like, they called him for, no, I think Hulk was already Hulk whenever he met Thanos. He was already Hulk. But, like, Hulk, you know, beat him up and he turned back into Banner. But when they was going to fight Thanos again, he was like, no, I'm not coming out. Like, y'all keep calling me to fight y'all battles and I'm just not doing it anymore. So that's why, you know, in Endgame, Banner and Hulk combined. And I knew it was coming. Because Thor Ragnarok, Bruce was talking about how they were fighting over control. And then in Infinity War, Hulk didn't want to come out because he was tired of being in control. So then I was like, ding, 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 Professor Hulk. So in Endgame, we had Professor Hulk, and everybody was fucking screaming and just like, oh my God, what? And I was screaming too because I was right, and I knew I was right. Like, I was telling people, we gonna get Professor Hulk, and it was like, no, we not. Like, that's fan fiction, and the Russo brothers already said fan fiction. There's no fan fiction that's true, and blah blah blah. And I was like, first of all, why would they tell you? Like, why would they tell you if it was true or not? Like, of course they're gonna tell you, no, that's not gonna happen, because why would they tell you and spoil the movie? Like, use your fucking brain. So people start telling me, no, you crazy, that's not gonna happen. And I said, oh, okay, all right, you want to see. So as soon as I seen that big green mother on that movie screen eating his breakfast, I was like, what did I tell y'all? And I could not wait to get on Twitter and start talking my shit. I couldn't wait, but I had to wait because I didn't want to spoil the movie for anybody. So I went on Twitter and I said, I just want to let y'all know that I knew that was going to happen from the very beginning, and I'm not going to tell y'all what I knew, but I'm going to just wait until, you know, the little band is lifted, and then I'm going to start talking my shit. Because I knew. And people thought I was crazy. And I'm like, it was literally common sense. Like, if you pay attention, like, it's in the comics too, but people don't really read comics. So, like, your next option is the movies, but you have to actually pay attention to the movies to, like, know what's going on. Like, you have to pay attention. So even if you don't read comics, the clues were still in the movies. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok, top 2. That's my top 2 favorite movies, period. So my third favorite movie, of course, is going to be the Avengers. So the very first Avengers. Like, you have to have that movie in your top 5. Like, there's just no way you cannot have that movie in your top 5. And I think that movie is so great because you have all of these heroes great individually. Like, they're all great on their own, and then like they come together to form this greater force, the Earth's mightiest heroes, and it's just so beautiful and it's so harmonic. It's just great, and I just love Hulk in that movie. I loved the Hulk in that movie. Cap was like, "Hey Banner, it might be a good time for you to be angry," and he was like, "That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry." And then he just transformed into the Hulk and smashed that motherfucking Chitauri fucking space monkey thing, and I was just like that was just amazing. Like they did that. I loved it. I loved that part. And it was just good. I like that movie was just so amazing. Like it was just the start of the Avengers, and like it was just a really good movie. Like I really loved it. And Natasha was badass in that movie. Like sis is always badass. Like period. And I don't know why some people think that Natasha is not that impactful. Like they think she's a waste of space and all that. And I'm just like, sis is a fully trained assassin. Like she's merciless, she's ruthless. Like what are you talking about? Like she's a human and she still be whooping just as much ass as like the people on super soldier serum, the aliens, the people with fucking suits and everything, and she just be whooping ass. Like what are you talking about? She's not impactful. Like put some respect on her name. Like period. But yeah, that's my girl. Like that movie was it's just great. It's a good movie, and I love how Hulk was like swinging Loki back and forth. That's my thing about Loki. Like I was so sad that Loki actually died, because he was just turning out to be like, he was turning to be good. That's why I really liked Thor Ragnarok, because you could see him changing. Like you could see him wanting to be good, and that's why I really like that movie too, because he was like, whenever Thor said, "You'll always be the god of mischief, but you have the power to be so much more," and I really think that really sunk into his head. And he was like, "Damn, I'm always doing the same shit. I'm becoming, I'm just not going anywhere. I'm staying the same. Like I could be doing something more, like my brother. I could be like my brother." So that's what really made me like that movie, and it made me start really liking Loki, because he was trying to change. Like he came to rescue the Asgardians, and I was just like, look at him, like look at Loki. And then Thanos fucking broke his neck, and I was just like, really, like I really think they did that on purpose. Like I really do think that they killed him on purpose, because he was starting to be good. Like they didn't want him to be good, so they broke his neck. But yeah, I really love that movie. That's my top 3. So I have Guardians 2, love it. Thor Ragnarok, love it. Avengers, love it. And now number 4 is Spider-Man Homecoming. And I'm about to start a lot of controversy, but I don't care. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Period. People are so stuck on like Tobey Maguire. Like yes, Tobey was a good Spider-Man. We all grew up on Tobey as a Spider-Man, and we loved him. And he's just, I think people are stuck in like that nostalgic era of their childhood, that they think Tobey is the better Spider-Man. Like Tobey is a really good Spider-Man. Yes, he was good in that era. Yes, he's a good Spider-Man. He will always be a good Spider-Man. But now we have Tom Holland, and Tom Holland is the embodiment of Spider-Man in the comics. That's why I love him so much, because he's just like how Spider-Man is in the comics. Like he's goofy, he's annoying, he's just witty, active, get on everybody's nerves, and like that's exactly how he portrays him in the movies. Like that's why I feel like he's the best Spider-Man. That, and like he looks young. Like Toby was like 30 years old playing Spider-Man, and now you have Tom Holland that's like 14 playing a 14-year-old Spider-Man, and that's what we need. We need the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like we don't need a grown-ass man playing Spider-Man. You know, the kids want to see a kid being Spider-Man because that's what they want to. You know, they want to feel like I could be Spider-Man too. You know, like we don't need a grown-ass man playing Spider-Man. Just so simple. But Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Like I just had to say that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. I'm gonna keep saying it because people don't seem to get it. Like even Stan Lee himself, the man that made Spider-Man, may he rest in peace. Oh my God, I was so hurt when I'm still hurt. It's like, oh my God, he made all of this shit. Like he made all of it. Like I'm gonna cry, but even Stan said that Tom Holland is what he pictured Spider-Man to be. And if you disagree with Stan Lee, like what the hell what are you doing? But I just want to say again that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man that we've ever had. So there's that. But I really liked Homecoming, and I cannot wait for Far From Home. That movie's gonna be like, that movie's gonna be crazy good. Like you got Mysterio in that movie too. Like that movie is gonna be so good. I can't wait. But I really liked Homecoming because of Iron Man too. Like I don't know. Like that movie is just so good. Like Peter he was like, I'm nothing without this suit, and like Iron Man, it was like, if you nothing without that suit, then you shouldn't have it, period. And he took that bitch back. So, and then that's what made, you know, Peter start to realize that he didn't need the suit to be Spider-Man, and that's another reason why I like that movie, because he knew he didn't need it, because he was Spider-Man before Iron Man gave him the suit. He was doing Spider-Man things without the suit, you know, without the official suit. He was already doing that. So he was like, come on, Spider-Man, come on, Spider-Man. Like, you may have 10,000 pounds of gravel on your back, but come on, Spider-Man. Like, we got a job to do. We gotta save the world. We gotta save them parts. So he was like, come on, Spider-Man, come on, Spider-Man. I was just like, come on, Spider-Man, come on, Spider-Man. I was screaming with him. So like, it was a good movie. I love that movie, and I love him playing that movie. Like, I just love it. Like, he adds so much character to the movies. Like, I feel like he adds so much, you know, character to the Avengers. Like, the Avengers are already funny. Like, you got Thor, who's funny. You have Iron Man, who's sarcastic, but he's funny. And you have all these people that are funny. Like, I feel like if you would have put Tobey Maguire in with the Avengers, it would have just been like, but you put Tom in, and he's jumping around, he's playing with them, he's stealing Cap's shield, and he's just doing everything that he did in the comics, which is, you know, getting on everybody's nerves. And that's why I just love Tom as Spider-Man, because he's the embodiment of comic book Spider-Man. That's why I just, he to go. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't agree with me, I really don't care. Like, I'm gonna keep saying Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it. And like, if you're a real comic book fan, you feel me. Like, you know that Tom is the best one. Like, I'm sorry, but period. So yeah, number 4, Homecoming. And for number 5, there's Age of Ultron. And I really love that movie because of Scarlet Witch. Like, Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite one of my favorite characters. Like, I love reading her comics. Like, her comics are so beautifully written and so well illustrated. Like, I love reading her comics. Like, they're all so colorful and just, her writers do the thing, okay? But I really love Scarlet Witch, and I really love that movie because of Scarlet Witch. And she's just so powerful. Like, she can alter reality and everything. Like, she is so powerful. And I feel like the MCU nerfs her, and like, of course they do, because like, she, you know, wipes out all of the mutants. So like, we need to keep this bitch contained and blah blah blah. But like, they do nerf her, and I wish that they wouldn't. But I was so excited in Endgame when she started ripping Thanos a new ass. Like, you seen sis was like ripping all his armor off. She was like, you took everything from me. And he was like, I don't even know who you are. She was like, you will. And she was fucking him up. Like, she was taking all his armor off. And Thanos was like, man, hey, come and shoot this bitch. And he was like, but sir, our troops, I don't care, shoot this bitch. Like, that's how hard she was coming at him. Like, he was about to risk everything to let her, to get her off of him. Like, I mean, like, sis, like, she is that bitch. Like, period. Like, I love her. I love Scarlet Witch. I love her. Like, she's that bitch. Like, period. Like, period. Proof, like, she's that bitch. But like, sorry. But yeah. What was I saying? So that's basically, you know, why I like Age of Ultron is pretty much because of Scarlet Witch. So what I have: Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers, Homecoming, and Age of Ultron. And honorable mention, I'm gonna just throw in that Infinity War is also one of my favorite movies. Now, I feel like Infinity War was better than Endgame. And I'm gonna say this because Infinity War was just, it was so many more factors into it, basically. Like, you have people that were disappearing, you had people that were dying, you had missed opportunities. It's just so many factors that were placed into that movie versus Endgame. They kind of were just like putting those pieces back together. And in Infinity War, everything was breaking, everything was falling apart, everybody was sad, everybody was depressed, you know. And then Endgame, they was just basically just putting the pieces back together. That's why I feel like Endgame was better, because it just really pulled at your heartstrings more. Like, because I know I was crying all throughout the movie, like from Loki dying, from Spider-Man and him, you know, vanishing, like just everybody. Because like, that's when that movie made me so sad, because like, it was like all of my favorite characters, you know, the people that I grew up with, like the characters that I grew up with, I was watching them vanish, and I didn't know, you know, like where were they going, or you know, things like that. But I knew they were going to the Soul Stone. Like, I knew that, but like at the time I was like not thinking about it, you know. I was just like, oh my god, like where are they going? Like my friends are dying, like oh my god. Like, that's why that movie was just better to me, because it was like, it hit home more. Like, it was just more basically. And then Endgame, it was just putting the pieces back together. That's pretty much all it was. And 2 sacrifices. Like, that was just it. Like, of course, Iron Man dying was like, it was so sad, because Iron Man is one of my favorite characters. And also Natasha dying, like that was sad too. Like, the movie was sad, but it didn't, you know, it wasn't as sad as grabbing. I don't know the words to say it, but as Infinity War. Now, of course, the movie was good. Of course, the movie was bomb. Like, the ending of the movie, it deserves an Academy Award. Like, that, baby, they did that. Like the Russo brothers did that. Like when Cap said Avengers assemble and everybody started running to go fuck them up, I was like, and when Spider-Man flew out that portal, I was like, oh my god, yes. And oh my god, like what made me so sad, like what I was really about to start crying was when Spider-Man and Tony started, when they saw each other, because I remember in Homecoming when, you know, they were in the car, him and Tony were in the car, and Tony was reaching over to like open the door for him, and Peter thought he was giving him a hug, so he was like hugging him back, and he was like, no, I'm just opening the door for you, we're not there yet, you know that part. So like whenever, you know, they saw each other in Endgame and Peter started talking about we gotta go and blah 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 blah, and Iron Man just hugged him, and I was just like, oh my god, I was really like, I was like, oh my god, like, because he really felt responsible for that, and I was just like, oh my god, like I was like, oh my god, like look at that, like he's hugging him, like it just was so heartwarming. But that part was really good, and also like when he was dying, that part was emotional, and when Peter was talking to him like, we did it, Mr. Stark, we did it, that part was making me sad too. But the part that really sent me was when Pepper came, and like it's like Iron Man was waiting to die until Pepper, you know, came and she accepted his death, and like as soon as she said you can rest now, he died. So like that's what really like spoke to me, because like he really waited until she accepted his death for him to die, and that just was like, I was like, oh my god, like why are y'all doing this to me? Like I was so sad, but like the movie was so good. And like at the end when they were having his funeral, well his little, I forgot what that thing called, but that thing funeral, when, and then we saw like the boy, and at first I was like, who is that boy? Like they just showed like this random little boy, and then I was like, wait, that's the boy from Iron Man 2, the boy that was fixing his suit, that's the boy. And I was like, okay, like okay, I see y'all doing this, but like the movie was good. It was great, like it was great. But I think that Infinity War was better. Like if you think so too, let me know. Like I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, but I just wanted to share my opinion on it. Like Infinity War was better to me, in my opinion, just because it was more, it touched me more than Endgame did. Like of course Endgame was sad, and it was a lot of happy moments, like everybody getting their family back. It was a lot of happy moments, and yeah, it was good. But I just feel like Infinity War was better because that's like that everything fell apart in that movie. So I know it's weird to say like it's better because everything, you know, literally went to hell in that movie, but I think that's why it was better. But yeah, that's my opinion on that, my favorite movies and stuff like that. So we have reached the end of my Let's Talk Marvel series. How did you like it? Like if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and let me know how you felt about this video. Like I really enjoyed making this video. I really love just talking about Marvel. Like Marvel is like my favorite thing ever. So like just sitting down and talking about it, and knowing that people are like interested in me talking about it as well, just makes me want to talk about it even more. So it's like, it's so exciting. Like I really enjoy making this video for you guys. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about some of the things that I said. so like we can further talk about it. Like if you have like any questions or comments or whatever, just leave it in the comment section. Also, I'll be doing another poll on my Twitter to see like what Marvel related topic you want to see next on my series, and we can start that video. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening to me talk forever and ever. So I'm gonna just end this video on a thank you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.